I would try to take bilingual lectures. So tell me if I should continue this or not. And also, I have to check like how much time it takes. Is it efficient or not? And does it give does it like is it feasible? Then I would see. So yeah. सो भैया जी आज क्या करेंगे हम लोग क्लासिकल वाटरफॉल ठीक है भाई तो इसमें क्या क्या होगा सो टुडे वी आर गोना डू क्लासिकल वाटरफॉल लेट्स सी वाटरफॉल मॉडल ऑफ एसडीएलसी लाइक सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट लाइफ साइकिल भाई हमने अभी ऐसे एसडीएलसी का इसके पहले वाले लेक्चर में भाई तुम्हारा पूरा करवा दिया अब हम लोग को क्या देखने का कि भैया क्लासिकल वाटरफॉल में वेट अ सेकंड भाई फोकस खराब हो गया भाई my focus is gone bro I don't know what is happening okay now it's back so भैया जी हमें देखना है कि अब इसका एक मॉडल है क्लासिकल वाटरफॉल इसमें क्या होना है भाई ये वाटरफॉल मॉडल क्यों है ये वाटरफॉल जैसा ही दिखता है तो मैं बनाऊंगा ना तो समझ में आएगा this actually looks like waterfall so that's why its name is waterfall classical waterfall so let's go for it uh, first is feasibility study भैया जी पहले देखेंगे कि भाई तुम्हारे पास रोकड़ा है कि नहीं बनाओगे कैसे रोकड़ा होगा तभी ना फिजिबिलिटी स्टडी हुई पहले तो पैसा देखो पहले अपना समझे फिर so after that after feasibility study like you can afford it or not then after that uh, we would go for requirements भैया जी चाहिए क्या अब इसमें क्या क्या लगेगा है ना रिक्वायरमेंट एंड एनालिसिस और भाई हमें देखना भी तो है क्या चलेगा कैसे होगा क्या सब कुछ ठीक होगा कि नहीं फिर so requirement analysis it's like see what resources we need and we have to analyze how to do it and what all to do so after that then we would go for design phase भैया जी फिर देखेंगे ना कैसे करेंगे कंप्यूटर पे है ना बनाएंगे कैसे हम लोग फिर इसके बाद then after designing we would see like how to make it how to design the structure of the like model of the project we are gonna make तो इसके बाद भैया जी होगा हमारा कोडिंग असली चीज जो भाई तुम लोग कोडिंग करने आए हो ना तो वही करो भाई और क्या करोगे है ना कोडिंग करोगे फिर उसके बाद यूनिट टेस्टिंग करोगे यानी कि हम लोग प्रॉब्लम्स को तोड़ने वाले हैं और उसको तोड़ तोड़ के भैया तुम्हारे पास जितने लोग हैं ना जितने भाई अरे ब्रो व्हाट्स अप थ्री पीपल इन द स्ट्रीम so what I'm gonna do is now today I am taking bilingual lectures okay so this is just an experiment so tell me if it is feasible like if you want this later on or else I'm gonna discontinue this and also I have to check if this is feasible if it is time efficient or not so yeah so I'm taking bilingual lectures for now okay just this lecture I don't know about future okay I have to see like if it works so भैया अभी क्या करेंगे हम लोग कोडिंग और यूनिट टेस्टिंग करेंगे यूनिट टेस्टिंग क्या होता है भाई प्रॉब्लम्स जो है हमारा हमारा जो सॉफ्टवेयर है हम वो देखेंगे कि भाई हम लोग उसको तोड़ कैसे सकते हैं वी वुड ब्रेक डाउन आवर सॉफ्टवेयर which is kind of a complex model we will break it and we would break them into blocks or units and we will test them separately like obviously a big problem is solved by breaking them into simpler problem है ना भैया जी अभी होता क्या है अब इतना बड़ा मुश्किल सा सवाल उठाओगे तो भेजा तो फ्राई हो जाएगा ना तो तुम्हारे जो इतने पंटर लोग हैं साथ में उनका क्या काम आएगा तुम लोग जब उसे तोड़ोगे वो प्रॉब्लम को तोड़ मरोड़ के छोटा छोटा बनाओगे ना भैया बड़े 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 लड्डू थोड़ी खा सकते हो छोटे तोड़ के खाओगे ना तो जब तोड़ के छोटे छोटे पीसेस बना के अपने भैया लोग को दोगे तुम्हारे दोस्त एक साथ खाएंगे अपनी एक साथ मतलब अलग अलग टीम बना के वो लोग सॉल्व करेंगे तभी तो सॉल्व होगा ना भैया So what happens is you have to go for coding and unit testing. Then next phase is system integration, system testing and integration. System testing and integration. What you do is after that the blocks or units or parts of the project you made, you are going to integrate them and turn them into a system or your whole project. You have to combine them into one. The parts you have to combine them into one and test them. Okay, that's what integration means. You know, right? Integration means joining. तो भैया जी अभी सबने तुमने मिल के तोड़ तोड़ के वो प्रोजेक्ट को बनाया अब खत्म कर दिया तुमने प्रोजेक्ट बना के ठीक है तो अब क्या करोगे उसको मिलाओगे भाई अपने बॉस को दोगे जिसने तुम्हें पैसा दिया है फिर वो जोड़ेगा फिर पूरा प्रोजेक्ट बनाएगा फिर वो चेक करेगा कि क्या हो रहा है ठीक है then after system testing what we do is we do maintenance okay we do maintenance okay Maintenance. Maybe I'm writing the spelling wrong. Wait a second. Yeah, this must be the right spelling. Sorry for that. So maintenance, which is repairing or feedback and all that, like whatever the problem is, you have to solve it later. Bugs, glitches. मेंटेनेंस मतलब भाई कि क्या खराबी आई है अपने कस्टमर को तुमने लूटा है तो उसको सही करके भी देना पड़ेगा ना तुम्हें, है ना, लूट के थोड़ी बैठ सकते हो. तो so now we have to discuss its pros or advantages. I like the word pros. So pros are, this is kind of origin model, like every model comes after this, like they improve this basic model, okay. Later models are just improvement of this basic model, okay. This model, okay. So what happens is, so they improve this basic model, bro. This is like older than your grandpa, I guess. Like this is made in 1970s, bro. Bro, I think there would be world wars during this time. I think. I guess it is much later, right? This is made much later. Yeah, but it is still old. Come on, this is not Gen Z. Ha! No, I'm joking. Yeah, but this is kind of old. So this is, I don't think so. This is technically used now because it is kind of impractical. I would say why in disadvantages. So what happens here is, this is kind of cheaper and easier. Easy and cheap, not exactly cheap, but yeah, easy at least. And it is kind of simple to implement for small projects, projects. Because workflow is fast, bro. Like workflow is fast because it is faster, simple. Problems, cons, no feedback, which means, wait a second, no feedbacks, which means no experiment or flexibility. Experimentation or flexibility, ability. Hi. Hey, yo, what's up? Damn it, Ken Kenzen Yaivo says, T? Okay, so T. Andrew Wang says hi. Andrew Wang again says hi. But this time he said hi. Okay, hi, bro. Hi. Hi, damn it, Ken Kenzen. Hi, wait a second. This is a Russian name, right? Because I'm really sorry. Like I'm not. My pronunciation is not good if in Russian, in Ruski. So if I'm spelling your name, like pronouncing your name wrong, so kindly forgive me because I'm not well versed with Russian, words and linguistics. I'm not fluent in that, so yeah, sorry for that. If my reading is kind of, trash, I'm not much skilled in that. And yeah, Andrew Wang, Q9E8D. Wow, that sounds like a much of a code word. Q9E8D. Huh. SG Smith 92 says he will what? SG Smith 92 says hi. Hi Andrew. Hi SG Smith. Hi Demeth Ken. After that, Ken, whatever that is. Ken Zanyeva. SG Smith says hi again. SG Smith says hi again. Hi, double hi. Superpower, Super Saiyan, hi B. Yay. So yeah, what I was saying about cons is there is high risk of errors. Errors. Which means you have to wait a second. SG Smith says, how's your day? Yeah, it's kind of monotonous. I don't know like how to explain it. Like wish our life was like anime, like fighting demons every day or gaining skills, having new weapons like swords and learning magic. But yeah, we are humans. Our growth is kind of gradual. Days are filled with unproductive times, mostly the problems we can't define, emotions we can't explain. Yeah, but yeah, life's life. So yeah, thanks for asking. Really appreciate it. What about you? How's your day, SG Smith 92? Yeah, someone gave hats. Thanks for that. I really appreciate that, bro. Like someone gave me one like. I really appreciate that. Thanks, bro. Thanks. So yeah, life kind of feels monotonous most of the times. Like it's not like we like hustle one day and we get something. Like yeah, life goes highly slow and it kind of gets high. Like it needs high efforts, consistency. If you are going the right way, like if you follow the right path, it pays off. It gives you a peace of mind. But yeah, it takes kind of time. It takes kind of toll on your you know like your peace of mind. Yeah, but that's what we pay for that. So yeah, 16% of your efforts go in maintenance. So that's what the problem is. Then so there is no experiment, so there is no flexibility in this. So no, I have to wait a second. There is some gap I'm missing. What happens after that? If there is no experiment, what problem would be there? In experimentation, obviously there would be no flexibility, no changes would be there accepted later. So it is kind of rigid, I would say. It is not exactly fast, I would say. Like fast is not a benefit. Like yeah, fast is a benefit, but I can't just say it is a fast. It is fast due to being rigid, and it is not always a good thing. So that's the problem. Like like people say it, like be slow, be gradual, but be perfect. Like speed is not important, but your growth should be perfect. It should be sustainable. It should be perfect. Like well checked. That's the thing. So wait a second. I'm missing some points. I have to check it out. So yeah, that's the thing. And also I have to explain you, but wait a second, okay? I'm really sorry for that. I'm taking your time. I really apologize, bro, for real. Damn. Like, but I have to, like, because I don't want to like give incomplete information. Like information is always incomplete. Like there would be some part that would be always left, but at least I want to try from my side to cover it all. So yeah. So yes, that's what I want to say. Yeah, exactly. So there is kinda no pipelining, or how to say it, like no optimized usage, optimize parallel usage, parallel work, work. So high risk of errors. So what I wanted to say is feasibility is like cost, checking out cost, tech, usefulness, right, of the product earlier. There is requirement, checking on resources if you have it, resources and all that. You have to analyze. You have to find SRS plan finalization of plan. Okay, you have to see how's your resources, like what all you need, and you have to check if market is ready for it. And if you agree on it, on the idea to make it, design says. And also it's like waterfall, it only goes one way. It is unidirectional, not bidirectional. Okay, unidirectional. Can you see a waterfall? Obviously without the use of motor, can the water go against the gravity and doing reverse fall? Obviously not. It goes in one direction. Here also, like there is no feedback, so you can understand that, right? So yeah, so in designing we see like how to make it work, how, or the structure of the thing, structure, like plan, the real plan. And here there is like code, or the you make the material, make the software, make the code, write the code, uh, divide problems, break into simple problem, break parts of simple problem, like simplify the problem. Like obviously big problems can't be solved. You simplify the problem for the team. Divide work, work. Then what you do is you integrate those. Wait a second, I have no space. So integrate your work. Join the parts, connect, and make project complete and test. Okay, and test the whole picture, whole group of the stuff, whole group you would test. And here, okay, so here this is maintenance. Maintenance means obviously repairing, feedback, whatever you need, like later on, feedback and problems and all. सो भैया जी अब हम बताएंगे तुम्हें दूसरे भाषा में, ठीक है? तो क्या होगा कि फिजिबिलिटी स्टडी भाई तुम्हारे पास रोकड़ा है, भाई टेक्नोलॉजी है तुम्हारे पास, मतलब तुम बना सकते हो. फर्स्ट लेट मी जस्ट एक्सप्लेन दिस इन माय फर्स्ट like the language I chose, English. So first let's explain it that, then I would do it in another language, okay? So there is also pros, like obviously it was the basic model in 1970s. It was made first. Other models are just improvement of this models, like later models are improvement of this models. It is easy, simple to implement and cheap. But this also this is useful for small projects. Nowadays it is not useful because this is impractical nowadays. But yeah, it is fast, it is rigid, and it is kind of, you can slack off here easily. Because obviously I can explain that later, okay? It would come in the cons. So cons is no feedback, no improvement, bro. No improvement. No improvement. Like any issue you spot, you can't say them, like it is just fixed. Like no one would listen in the team to improve this app. Bro, that's weird. In the workflow, in flow, bro, no one is a test, like no one is accepting the test results. Result is not accepted. The like improvement is not smooth. Like workflow is not smooth. Smoothness is not there, okay? So now what happens is there is no experimentation or flexibility. You are not ready to accept new knowledge. No accepting of new knowledge. No growth, brother. Bro, how would you grow, bro? How do you grow, bro? Wow, what a rhyme. Yo, what's up? No parallel work, bro. There is no pipelining system. Like in microprocessor, you had pipelining. Bro, there is no utilization, judicious utilization of resource. No utilization of resource. Like everyone is not using their time optimally, okay? Like there is a wastage, okay? Bro, like which wastage? Obviously, time. Because of idle state. They are not busy at all. Bro, like one person is working, till then everyone is just chilling, they're resting, and then it goes ahead and this guy is not taking any feedbacks from him. There is some issue in the software, he is saying that, but he won't listen. He's just rigid to chill. He's just gonna sleep off, slack off, and he's just gonna tell the problems. Then obviously, so there is no parallel utilization of time. So he's just working, the work goes ahead, the previous workers are sleeping off, so they are wasting time. They could have done other work, they could have done simultaneous work and could have made it faster. Efficient work could have done, but they chose not to. This model doesn't let them choose. Okay, so there is no flexibility. Obviously, if a client wants no changes, no change. Bro, client wants like there is some confusion, then he's trapped. Later he wanted to change something, he was confused at first, so he's done. He has no changing options. Also, there is no time optimal utilization. Like for the ahead team is working, they are giving feedback at that time, same time he could have improved the model while he is still working. But no, he chose to chill, he chose to stay lazy, slack off while he is working, and he's just taking salary, wasting time while doing nothing, and saying that like giving excuse that forward team is working, they have not completed their work. But is that an issue, is that a proper excuse? No, you could have done in that time, because the labor is divided, bro, so that specialized and simultaneous work could be done. Work was divided, that's why we have these steps, right? Company divided the work, right? Also, there is high risk error risk, because there is no transparency, because you can't judge it. Like the if you are making errors, client can't judge it, can't see it. What if you are just slacking off, you have made a worst app, you are scamming your customer client, and he even doesn't even know, you are not transparent to him, you have no communication at all, you have no communication at all, you are not transparent, client can't judge you, you are scamming your client. Like obviously there are high risk of errors, you are listening to no one, no accountability at all, no accountability, responsibility, accountability, nothing. So obviously you are gonna make mistakes or errors, because you are not ready to accept mistakes, you know. So that's the problem. And 60% to effort goes to maintenance. Why? Because obviously you dozed off whole time you dozed off, at the end kept all the work, all bugs and glitches. You could have ended it earlier, could have solved it, could have solved it earlier, but you didn't, because you were slacking off. That's the exact problem. Now you have to do most of the efforts. You are almost building the app, bro. Almost building from scratch. Scratch. Because root is faulty, bro. Like, let's say you have made a building. You just kept going on, and the starting foundation is really, delicate. So what would happen? One earthquake came and whole building collapsed, and whatever you made the work on the top of the building, like it is totally useless, because the base was trash, so of trash quality, so it collapsed. Obviously it collapses, definitely. Foundation is weak, whole stuff goes down. That's how it is. There is no testing. They don't care about customers. Not exactly, but they care about customers. But yeah, their resources are, I guess, limited maybe. Like if they chose it. So भैया अब हम करेंगे दूसरे लैंग्वेज में, ठीक है? तो क्या सीन हुआ ना यहाँ पे, तो तुम्हारा जो फीजिबिलिटी रोकड़ा देखेंगे पहले, क्या तुम्हारे पास वो टेक्नोलॉजी है जिससे तुम बनाओगे, क्या ये मार्केट में काम का आएगा, क्या फायदा है इसका, इसका कुछ फायदा भी है, या टाइम पास के लिए बना रहे हो? नहीं बना रहे ना टाइम पास के लिए, क्योंकि कंपनी तुम्हें पैसा दे रही है भाई, ऐसे ही थोड़ी फेंक दोगे. So by the way, I explained it in one language. So by the way, I'm gonna zoom it out. So take screenshot, take notes. Wait a second. Let me bring my camera to focus. So yeah, let's go. So भैया अब क्या होगा, तुम्हारा रिक्वायरमेंट एंड एनालिसिस फेज आएगा. तुम क्या करोगे, तुम्हें क्या क्या चाहिए इसमें बनाने के लिए, सामग्री तो चाहिए ना, अभी खाना बनाओगे कुछ भी बनाओगे तो तुम्हें सामग्री तो देखनी पड़ेगी ना भैया, क्या क्या डालोगे, मसाले डालोगे, सब्जी डालोगे, क्या डालोगे, क्या कैसे करोगे। तो तुम्हें देखना है कि कौन सा सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए, किसकी सब्सक्रिप्शन खरीदनी है, कितने लोग चाहिए, कौन सी बुद्धि के लोग चाहिए, फ्रंट एंड चाहिए, बैक एंड चाहिए, एआई डालना है, क्या डालना है तुम्हें, वो सब लोगों को उठाओगे ना तुम लोग। वही कंप्यूटर कैसा चाहिए, कैसा ग्राफिक कार्ड चाहिए, क्या चाहिए, वही सब इकट्ठे करोगे ना, रिसोर्सेज भाई क्या क्या चाहिए तुम्हें बनाने के लिए। फिर उसके बाद तुम लोग भाई अग्रीमेंट करोगे, देन यू वुड मेक अग्रीमेंट। SRS is the finalization. After that, the client can't fool you. You are just bound to a contract like stuff. So yeah, like there is, you can't make changes after that. Like very slight changes. ठीक है। तो क्या होगा ना, तुम लोग अभी प्लान बनाओगे, कस्टमर और तुम जो बना के दोगे सॉफ्टवेयर, तुम्हारे में एक बातचीत हो जाएगी, अंडरस्टैंडिंग हो जाएगी। अब बात तो भाई कोई भी करे, कोई भी घुमाए, कल कल बुद्धू बनाए थोड़ी चलता है भाई। तो क्या होगा, तुम लोग Miwan Raj Sumra says nothing tea. Who is spilling tea? Who is gossiping here, bro? Share the tea with me, bro. Spill the tea. Which tea are you talking about? Or are you like eating, like sipping your tea and having your cookies dipped in the tea? Like which tea? Green tea, coffee? What are you drinking, bro? Like, is it the beverage one or the gossip one? Tell me, bro. Miwan Ratsumra, where are you, X7S? He said about tea. बट ओके। सो क्या होगा ना, तुम्हारा SRS फाइनलाइजेशन होगा भाई, डॉक्यूमेंट पे अग्रीमेंट साइन करोगे तो तुम्हारा क्या होगा कि क्लाइंट और तुमने अभी एक बात पक्की कर ली कि इसके बाद ये तुम्हारा प्लान है। अब भाई बाद में तुम ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते कि भाई मैं तूने बनाया, अब भाई मैंने तो बोला था तूने, तुझे ये बनाना है, तूने तो ये कचरा बना दिया, अब मैं तेरे से फ्री में लेगा। तो यू कैन फूल दैट, ओके। तो तुम लोग ऐसा बुद्धू नहीं बना सकते। अभी क्या तुम्हारा लिखित में हो गया भाई, यू हैव रिटन अ डॉक्यूमेंट, ऑब्वियसली यू कैन गो बैक ऑन योर वर्ड नाउ बिकॉज यू हैव प्रूफ, obviously, that you agreed on that. So अब क्या होगा ना, मार्केट में तुम लोग देखोगे भाई ये मार्केट में चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, फिर अग्रीमेंट करोगे भाई, है ना, कि हाँ मैं ये प्रोजेक्ट बना सकता हूँ। वो भी बोलेगा कि कस्टमर बोलेगा, कस्टमर इज आल्सो अग्रीइंग, यू आर आल्सो अग्रीइंग दैट यू कैन मेक द प्रोजेक्ट, कस्टमर कैन फंड योर प्रोजेक्ट, फंड हिज प्रोजेक्ट, एंड ही इज श्योर ऑफ हिज प्रोजेक्ट। या तो भाई दोनों अग्रीमेंट करोगे तुम लोग, दोनों सहमति दिखाओगे कि भाई हाँ हमें चाहिए ये प्रोजेक्ट है। अब क्या डिजाइन की बात चल रही है। डिजाइन मतलब भाई बनाओगे कैसे, कैसा दिखेगा तुम्हारा प्रोजेक्ट, कैसा उसका मतलब, उसकी जो क्या बोलते हैं, मतलब उसको मतलब बनाओगे कैसे भाई, मतलब कैसे, मतलब क्या क्या, मतलब क्या क्या डालोगे, क्या क्या लिखोगे उसमें, कैसे कैसे बनाओगे, मतलब वैसे ही समझे। तो so what you would do is in design you would define its structure, your functions, how would you make it, all that, okay? Yeah. So yeah, you would just design the structures, functions, you would decide like how the flow goes, right? You would go with the flow, you would go with the rhythm, you would go with the flow, bro. So yeah, you would decide the flow. तो भैया अभी तुम लोग क्या करोगे, देखोगे कि कैसे बनेगा, ठीक है, मॉडल कैसे दिखेगा, मॉडल ओके, मॉडल कैसे दिखेगा, ठीक है। अब क्या एक नाउ यू वुड टेक यूनिट टेस्टिंग और कोडिंग, सो यू वुड ब्रेक द प्रॉब्लम इनटू यूनिट्स, ओके, specialized part for team, okay। Now you would divide work to work on it separately, okay। Wait a second, not visible, wait a second, yeah, independent work। तो भैया जी अब तुम्हें कोडिंग करनी है, तुम्हें सच में लिखना है, उसे बनाना है, मेक द कोड, राइट द कोड, break the complex problems into simpler problems, so that into units, into blocks, basic blocks, so that you can divide the work independently between your colleagues, between your team, so that everyone works in their specialized field, right? भैया जी अब तुम्हें इतना बड़ा प्रॉब्लम दिया गया है, इतना बड़ा सॉफ्टवेयर बनाना है तुम्हें, अंधे की तरह थोड़ी बनाओगे, है ना। तुम लोग अभी देखोगे कि कौन सा बंदा किसमें कुशल, मतलब कौशल किसमें है, वो कौन वो बना सकता है, कौन उसमें मतलब माहिर है, तुम उसे दोगे, है ना, ठीक है। तो तुम लोग क्या करोगे, वो जो प्रॉब्लम है उसके छोटे छोटे टुकड़े करोगे, जो आसान टुकड़े होंगे। फिर तुम उसको जब टुकड़े में बांटोगे, तो फिर वो जो स्पेशल मतलब उसको उसके जो टुकड़े हैं वो तुम बांटोगे अपने टीम में, कि भाई तुम लोग अपने अपने मतलब अपने अपने हिसाब से काम करके लाओ, ठीक है। अब क्या करना है कि तुम लोग को कोड बनाना है, वो लोग अपने अपने काम को लेंगे, अपने अपने टुकड़े को लेंगे काम के, फिर उसे बनाएंगे, है ना। कोड लिखेंगे, काम करेंगे, बनाएंगे। फिर उसके बाद आएगा सिस्टम टेस्टिंग। भाई बंदा जोड़ेगा, एक बंदा जोड़ेगा, पूरे काम को जोड़ेगा, है ना। अब भाई टुकड़ों में तुमने सॉल्व कर दिया, अब बट पूरा तुम्हारा प्रॉब्लम तो बड़ा था ना, तो छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों को जोड़ के उसे कनेक्ट करके एक बड़ा जो सॉफ्टवेयर चाहिए था वो बना के देगा, फिर वो उसे चेक करेगा, ठीक है। सो व्हाट वुड हैपन इज सिस्टम integration. In system integration, what would happen is you would join the parts, connect them, you would make the complete project from your parts, like broken parts. You would make the whole group of those parts to, you know, smooth, yeah, connect smooth for data flow, smooth data process or flow, so that you get the output, you get the result, you would uh, like complete the software, okay, then you would test it भैया। फिर वो सारे जो पार्ट्स होंगे उसको जोड़ेंगे, कनेक्ट करेंगे एकदम स्मूथली। वो जो टुकड़े टुकड़े में तुमने प्रॉब्लम बनाया था, प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए तुमने जो आसान बनाने के लिए जो टुकड़े में बनाया था, अब सारे एक्सपर्ट लोग मिलके बना चुके हैं। अब उसको जोड़ेंगे ना भाई, तो जोड़ेंगे जब, तो वो पूरा जो स्पेशलाइज टीम होगा वो जो प्रोजेक्ट बनाएंगे फिर उसे जोड़ेंगे, फिर वो पूरे जो प्रोजेक्ट है उसको टेस्ट करेंगे, ठीक है। Then after that, what happens is maintenance. Maintenance is taking feedbacks, repairing, improving, and all that stuff. Okay. Maintenance मतलब क्या भाई, तुमने प्रोजेक्ट बना दिया, अब खराब ही निकलेगी तो तुम्हें उसे ठीक भी तो करना है, ऐसे बुद्धू बना के थोड़ी आ जाओगे कस्टमर का। वो तो भाई पैसे दे रहा है तो तुम्हें उसे प्रोडक्ट भी तो डिलीवर करना है। ओह 2 likes, थैंक्स फॉर द लाइक्स ब्रो, आई रियली अप्रिशिएट इट, थैंक्स, आई एम रियली ग्रेटफुल। सो क्या होगा ना कि तुम लोग भाई मेंटेनेंस कर रहे हो, मतलब भैया तुमने कोडिंग बना दिया, सॉफ्टवेयर बना दिया, अब क्या बुद्धू बना के आ जाओगे तुम कस्टमर का, नहीं ना, पैसा दे रहा है वो, तो तुम्हें उसे रिपेयर भी तो करके देना है ना। और उसे भैया उसे लग रहा है कि मतलब तुम्हें बनना है बेस्ट, है ना। तो अभी किसी और ने तुमसे अच्छा ऐप बना लिया, तुम्हारा हो गया ईगो हर्ट, तो तुम्हें इंप्रूव करना है। सो इन दिस यू इंप्रूव योर ऐप, ओके। तो तुम्हें इंप्रूव करना है, तुम्हें उसकी गलतियां ढूंढनी है, उसे अपने कोडिंग में, या फिर उसकी जो अच्छाइयां हैं उसे तुम्हें अपनाना है अपने कोड में, ठीक है। अपना कोड इंप्रूव करना है, फीडबैक लेना है, ठीक है। जो भी लग रहा है कि सुधार करा जा सकता है, you would change your code in maintenance, you would improve it, okay। The like good things about it is like advantages or pros। तो इसकी अच्छाइयां क्या है, वो है कि एक तो ये 1970 में बना था, सबसे पहला चीज है एकदम, मतलब ओरिजिनल चीज है एकदम, मतलब सबसे पहले बनाई है अपना मतलब बहुत ही पुराना सा चीज है, ठीक है। शायद हम लोग इसको इतिहास के किताबों में पढ़ेंगे, इतिहास के पन्नों में सुनहरे अक्षरों में लिखा होगा शायद ये, इसका नाम किसी दिन। So yeah, it is kind of original app, like it is way too old, it is base for every app, it is foundation, like you develop and improve this model, solve its problems, you know, wait a second, solve its shortcomings, solve issues of it, and you make better models, simple। भैया अब इसके ये मॉडल में खराबी है, इसको सुधार के दूसरे मॉडल बनाया भाई, ठीक है। तो ये है अपना मतलब जो सबको सिखाता है, सबसे पहला मॉडल है ये, इसके बिना कुछ नहीं होवे। इफ यू हैवंट बिल्ड योर बेस, if you haven't studied your basics, can you do advanced stuff? Obviously no, because you haven't laid the base on which the your knowledge would stand, okay। the future advanced knowledge would stand, because everything starts from zero। हाँ जी, इसको बोल सकते हैं हम लोग स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट। सो दिस इज स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट, ओके। This is start point, and we never disrespect start point, okay। we always give respect to start point, है ना। veteran है भाई, OG है, OG। so this is your veteran, okay। veteran model, like it is experienced model। so अभी दूसरी second benefit is it is easy and simple to implement and cheap। भैया कितना कम स्टेप है भाई, इसमें ना तुम्हें चेंजेस बनाने हैं, है ना। so you don't have to stress about changes, okay। no stress of simultaneous changes, right, until product is finished, until finish, तो भैया जी तुम्हारे लिए कोई मुश्किल बात है ही नहीं, एकदम सिंपल सा है। मतलब तुम्हें आराम से बैठे रहना है, इम्प्रूव करने की कुछ जरूरत नहीं है, कोई तुम्हें कुछ नहीं बोलेगा जब तक प्रोजेक्ट खत्म नहीं हो रहा, ठीक है। तुम्हारा काम बहुत कम है भाई, जब तक प्रोजेक्ट खत्म नहीं हो रहा तुम्हें कोई कुछ नहीं बोलने वाला, तब तक चिल मारो, क्या ही दिक्कत है ना। So it is easy because stress is not there. You don't have to stress about changes like simultaneous changes, like you while making the project you are changing it again and again. That stress is not there. So it is good for small projects because it is rigid, so it is fast, because you don't have to make changes, so there is no like uh, improvement cycle getting stuck, right? No stuck improve cycle, project moves on, right? Right. तो भैया जी हो क्या रहा है कि प्रोजेक्ट रुक नहीं रहा भाई, पूरा प्रोजेक्ट खत्म होने तक जल्दी घाई घाई में हो जाता है, तुम्हारा पैसा खर्चा नहीं होना है ना। प्रोजेक्ट पूरा जब तक चला नहीं मार्केट में, तब तक, जब तक चढ़ा नहीं है तब तक, जब तक वर्जन नए नए नहीं बनाने पड़ रहे ना, तो तुम्हारा पैसा आता रहेगा। तो तुम लोग क्या घाई घाई में प्रोजेक्ट बना सकते हो, एकदम रिजिड सा मतलब सिस्टम है इसका, ठीक है। सिस्टम तो इसका सिस्टम बड़ा रिजिड है। तो तुम्हें छोटे प्रोजेक्ट के लिए मतलब भाई इतना पैसा नहीं है, छोटा मोटा सा कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाना है, तुम्हें कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएगी इसमें, ठीक है। Cons. Now the issues we are going to talk about. Everything is not strawberry. There are always thorns in roses, right? So we are going to talk about those thorns. Wow, what a poetry. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to enact as a narcissist. Huh? I'm trying to joke around, goof around. Yeah, okay, enough joking. So there's no feedback. Like you are not accepting improvements. Like what is the issues? Okay, like whatever the client suggests. So obviously you are not going to experiment because you are not accepting new knowledge. No growth is there. Like you are not competing. You are not seeing that, yeah, the other companies are making better projects. How can I improve it? How can I remove my shortcomings, my limitations in my project? So you are not growing. Research is not there enough. Flexibility is not there because while making projects you are more like you know more about the project, you are more familiar with the project, you can easily implement the changes, but you don't do that. Yeah, it kind of stops a project but for some time, but later after it is made it is hard to make changes because it is now nested, webbed, like entangled. It became a strong network with the previous steps or previous uh, like workflow. Now you have came way too ahead to improve, like it, the system is almost ready, you can't improve it later, everything would crumble down, right? Everything is connected to each other at the end, so it is not easy to make changes, it would take way more time actually. But yeah, you have to wait for the finished model a longer in other models, but here you can hurry on launching the product, so flexibility is not there, there is no change in if customer is confused, he can't opt for changes. भैया जी जब एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं करोगे, जब तुम सीखोगे नहीं नई चीजें, जब तुम कस्टमर से सुन ही नहीं रहे भाई कि मेरे को चेंजेस चाहिए, जो तुम्हें पैसा दे रहा है उसे बेचारा कंफ्यूजन है थोड़ा सा, भाई इंसान गलती करता है, उसे बाद में लगा कि मैंने गलती करी, तो तुम सुनोगे ही नहीं, तो फिर क्यों कस्टमर चाहेगा तुम्हारे साथ काम करने को। फिर नए नॉलेज नहीं ले रहे, ग्रोथ नहीं करना है तुम्हें, इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं लानी है, कुछ सुनना नहीं है किसी की बात, तो ऐसा तुम तो फिर बेटर प्रोडक्ट बना ही नहीं रहे, क्योंकि तुम कंपटीशन नहीं समझ रहे भाई, कंपटीशन में तुम्हें बेटर बनना है, बेस्ट बनना है, तुम सुन ही नहीं रहे, तो गलत बात होगी ना, है ना। देर इज नो ऑप्टिमल like optimizing of work of time, you are not utilizing time better because you are not working simultaneously, like one team is slacking off, other team is working, there is a lot of waste of time. Work was divided so that specialized people can work efficiently simultaneously and improve it, so that there is no time wastage later. So there is no communication, no synchronization is not there. Okay, no sync. uh, no improvement in flow. So also there is high risk of errors because there is no transparency, you are not telling the customer who is paying, like there is no communication, like what mistakes you are making, he can't judge you. Like customer can't even say you a word about what you are doing wrong. So then, which means mistakes are highly probable. You are more prone to mistakes because you are not accepting mistakes, you are not improving them, and 60% maintenance effort is there. Like if you are not, you are ignoring the mistakes, and at the end you think you have to solve the problem, then you are almost like making the software from the scratch. You are going to take efforts because you dose the whole time. At the end you remember there is all the bugs stored up, and the like the whole system is now faulty, but it is now connected to each other. Everything would crumble. Okay. तो अभी क्या हो रहा है ना भैया, देखो, ये सारे काम कर रहे हैं, अब ये एक दूसरे को बोल भी नहीं सकते कि तुम लोग इंप्रूव करो ऐप। भैया ये आगे चला गया ना, ये सुनता ही नहीं है उसके बाद। वो बोलता है कि मेरा काम हो गया, तो अभी अपना का देख। अभी मैं सुनेगा ही नहीं तेरी काम, तेरी मतलब बात ही नहीं सुनेगा। तो क्या एक बंदा ना वो अकेला ही काम कर रहा है, तब बाकी लोग क्या सो रहे हैं ना, वेल्ले बैठे पूरे के पूरे, जबकि वो लोग एक साथ काम कर सकते थे। भाई इसने कुछ बोला, ये काम कर रहा है, उसको कोई गलती मिली, उसको दिया, वो काम सुधार रहा है, फिर देगा, फिर करेगा। ऐसे ना पीछे वाले सुधारते रहते काम, और काम ना एकदम परफेक्ट हो जाता। बाद में कुछ मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ती, गलती नहीं सुधारनी पड़ती, चीजें एकदम अच्छी सी बन जाती कम समय में, है ना। और सारे काम कर रहे होते, कोई फोकट का नहीं खा रहा होता, है ना। तो वो सीन सही बैठ जाता। बट नहीं, इन्हें तो सुनना ही नहीं है ना। सो योर सो या, they are not accepting the result problems while they are flowing in the work, when they are familiar with the work, when changes are easier because the app isn't complete, it is smoother, like because it is just one part, you don't have to trace it back, there is no confusion, because tracing back creates confusion. Team breaks up, right? Team is broken up till then, right? सो भैया जी प्रॉब्लम क्या हो रहा है ना, कि अभी जब तुम सुन ही नहीं रहे, कस्टमर को बता ही नहीं रहे कि काम क्या चल रहा है, गलती तो करोगे ना, सुनोगे नहीं, जिसकी जिसको जरूरत है उसका ही नहीं सुन रहे तुम, कस्टमर का सुनोगे नहीं। एक बार कर लिया तो तुम लोग बैठे रहोगे, तो अपना जो है ना वो कस्टमर गुस्सा हो जाएगा। एक तो तुम पे भरोसा तक करेगा नहीं। दूसरी बात, आप गलती करोगे क्योंकि कस्टमर को जो चाहिए आप सुन ही नहीं रहे। एक बार बना दिया भैया, आप कस्टमर को कंफ्यूजन है कि उसे पता ही, या फिर उसे पता ही नहीं था कि तुम ये गलती करोगे, इसमें ये चेंजेस भी हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो तो कोडिंग बैकग्राउंड से है नहीं, वरना वो खुद ही बना लेता, तुम्हें क्यों बोलता। Like customer, if he would have known that you are prone to make these mistakes, if he is well versed with the coding, why won't he make himself and choose you? Obviously not. So भैया जी तो रिस्क बहुत होगा। By the way, I have made spelling mistake. I have missed the h in this high. Sorry for that. So होगा क्या ना, तुम लोग कस्टमर को ही नहीं सुनोगे, जिसको चाहिए उसकी नहीं सुनोगे, तो तुम लोग गलती तो करोगे ना। सुन ही नहीं रहे, बना दिया, हो गया, हमारा नहीं और हम नहीं करेंगे, तो गलत बात है ना भाई। तो गलती में एक्सेप्ट करोगे तभी तो सुधारोगे, बट सुनोगे ही नहीं, तुम एक साथ काम नहीं करोगे, अपने अपने काम पे ध्यान दोगे, अकेले अकेले करना है तो गड़बड़ तो हो जाएगा ना। बड़ा काम है मतलब, अकेले संभाल सकते तो अलग बात है, बट तुम टीम में हो, बट टीम की सुन नहीं रहे, तो फायदा थोड़ी है ना। तो सारी मेहनत तो मेंटेनेंस में करनी है, क्योंकि बाद में रिपेयरिंग में सारा मेहनत लगेगा, क्योंकि तुम तो ऑलमोस्ट पूरा ऐप ही बना रहे हो। तुम लोग तो बुद्धू बना रहे हो ना कस्टमर को। यू आर स्कैमिंग द कस्टमर बिकॉज यू आर नॉट लिसनिंग टू द वन हु इज पेइंग यू, हु वांट्स दैट प्रोडक्ट। You would make mistakes because you don't know everything what the customer wants. You are not his brain, and neither he knows your brain. Neither he knows what mistakes can make. But you are not ready to communicate. Communicate is sharing the information. You are not listening to that only. Then how can you share your problems, your shortcomings? No, then obviously you are gonna make mistakes, bro. So you're not accepting your mistakes. So सारा मेहनत तुम्हें अभी करना है, क्योंकि पूरे दिन तुम सो रहे थे, ना कोई जिम्मेदारी है ना कुछ। You're not taking accountability, bro. So how can anyone trust? So पूरे टाइम तुम सो रहे थे, एंड में याद आया कि भाई इसमें तो सारी खराबी हो रखी है, मैंने तो पूरा कचरा बना रखा है। तो अभी तो ये सॉल्व पहले तुम कर सकते थे। You could have done that easily earlier because the project was fresh, it was broken down in parts, the time was not wasted, you didn't have to scrap whole project because you haven't connected wrong pieces together. So you could have improved it. You could have corrected everything, but no, you chose to slack off. So in this model, so that would be problem. तो तुम लोग को लास्ट में याद आ रहा है कि सब गड़बड़ है, सब कुछ गड़बड़ ही चल रहा है, तो तुम लोग पहले सॉल्व कर सकते थे जब प्रोजेक्ट पूरा बना नहीं था, कचरा बना नहीं था, वो एकदम एक दूसरे से जुड़े नहीं थे, तुम सुधार सकते थे क्योंकि वो अभी तुम्हें उस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में पता है, बना रहे हो अभी, है ना, पीछे ढूंढने में दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा। और एक तो वो सारे गलत चीज से गलत चीज तुमने संगत नहीं बनाई है, कनेक्ट नहीं करा है, तो ना एक दूसरे को अफेक्ट नहीं करेंगे। Once an app is made, it is connected, it would affect each other. So after that, if you are trying to improve, it would have its own breakdowns, right? भैया तुमने बेस ही खराब बनाया है, फॉल्टी बेस बनाया है, पूरा बिल्डिंग बनाओगे तो गिरेगा ही ना, कोलैप्स हो जाएगा भाई, पूरा रूट ही खराब है ना, स्मूथ बिल्कुल नहीं होगा, तुम्हें सुनना ही नहीं है जब बना रहे हो तो गड़बड़ होगी ना, पीछे ट्रेस बैक करने में प्रॉब्लम होगी ही, है ना। टीम तब तक टूट चुका होगा, वो टीम सोच रही हो कि मैंने अपना काम कर दिया, क्यों सुनना है अभी, तो वो चले जाएगा, फिर बाद में इंप्रूवमेंट करना होगा तो तुम क्या करोगे भैया, है ना, समझ रहे हो ना। सो आउट, टेक स्क्रीनशॉट एंड टेक नोट्स। तो भैया जी हमने कर दिया जूम आउट, स्क्रीनशॉट और नोट्स ले लीजिए। सो आई एम जूमिंग आउट, टेक स्क्रीनशॉट एंड नोट्स। सो लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब, सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम, थैंक यू, बाय bye bye. But yeah, it takes so much time, so yeah, I think I might not, like, choose to do bilingual stuff, and also it also might waste audience's time too. So I'm really sorry for that if I wasted your time, like, yeah. And I don't have that multi-language audio feature, right? Like whatever that was, like dub feature or something, like you had to dub, you have multiple language dubbing feature. I don't have that. So yeah, I don't know for what reason, but yeah, I don't have that. So if there is any criteria for that, I don't know. So I'm not sure. I think I have some idea, but I'm not sure, like who gets the multi-language audio feature. But yeah, I don't have that. So I thought I would do bilingual, but yeah, it kind of consumes time. So I'm really sorry. I can't continue it. I really apologize. Thank you for understanding. So because it consumes my time and your time, and it kind of breaks the flow of the, lecture. So yeah, I would try to stick to one language. I think so. I guess so. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, but most probably for now, I think I want to stick to one language while explaining, because yeah, it takes time, it consumes a lot of time, so it breaks the flow kind of. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, see you next time, bye. Thanks for sticking till now, I really appreciate your visit.